you know, as they celebrate her birthday, they've also taken measures to protect their right to sue in the event that something comes up. On the right-hand side is Steve Gonzalez and his daughter Kaylee, and they've also protected their right to sue City of Moscow, maybe even other entities as well, in case after the gag order is lifted and they start to find out all the things that happened and maybe shouldn't have happened, they have the right to protect their right to sue. And so they filed that, and it is official. The other two families have not yet, but they certainly do have that right. Here to tell us what it is all about, Gigi McKelvey, host of the Pretty Lies and Alibis podcast, and Tony Brueski, who's the host of the podcast Hidden Killers with Tony Brueski. It's great to see both of you. Thank you for being here tonight. Gigi, let me start with you. What's your read on these legal filings?
Well, to be clear, these are not lawsuits. They're kind of a warning that the families might seek damages in the future. And here's what Shannon Gray, who is the attorney to both families who filed this, told ABC News. Filing a tort claims notice is really just a safeguard. It's a safeguard to protect the interests of the families, the victims, and really the whole community around. Because if something goes wrong or was done improperly, then someone is held accountable for that.
And we'll dig into that in a moment. But Tony, jump in here with what you think damages means, because most people hear damages and they think money.
They do. And right now, it's not specified exactly what those potential damages could be at this time. In fact, very specific wording in that saying it is undetermined at this point in time.
So they reserve the right to fill in that blank at any time. And they also reserve the right, Tony, as I read it, to sue not just Moscow police, but sort of any entity within the city of Moscow, right?
Very much so, yes. They're keeping that open with this, and that's the whole purpose of a tort claim.
Okay. So, Gigi, they have filed other torts claims as well. What's the action that they're laying out for the future?
Well, Shannon Gray said he's also filed tort claim notices with Washington State University, which is where Brian Kohberger was attending college when the murders happened, the University of Idaho, which we know is where the 4 victims were attending school, as well as the Idaho State Police. So they're covering all their bases in these filings, it seems.
Go back to that Washington State University piece for a minute, because that's where Brian was going to school. He was studying, for a PhD in criminology. Is there some thought that maybe the school gave him access to something that he shouldn't have had, and that if it's ever discovered that that is the case, that they have an opportunity to sue for that?
Yeah, well, apparently there's been some rumblings that he may have installed some security systems to watch females. And, is that a situation here that possibly facilitated murder? We'll find out, but I think that could be a situation where that school could be found held liable if there were to be a civil file suit.
So, Tony,
filed on behalf.
Okay, so Tony, jump in here with the Moscow police. We've all been doing as much, reporting work as we can, despite the fact that there is this gag. And we've discovered that the Moscow police have had one of their own, investigated with internal affairs. Do you see any, connection potentially to a tort claim with respect to that?
It's almost like an insurance policy, if you will, because if something was off in the investigation involving an officer, and we don't know the details of that investigation at that time, there certainly could be a kink in the case. So this basically puts that safeguard in place, like I said, an insurance policy almost, if you will, to ensure that the children get justice.
Tony, there hasn't been anything else that's come out about that internal affairs matter. Yes, I mean, everything is just, voraciously consumed when there's one line of information on this story. But I don't feel like I've heard anything else on the police investigation.
No, it's been very silent. And with the gag order in place, we probably won't know much of anything if we ever know anything about that specific investigation.
Well, let's all convene on June 9th, because those are the next gag order hearings, not only Steve Gonsalves's gag order, but also the Associated Press and other media outlets. And maybe there'll be some movement, you know. Court's taking it on advisement, and hopefully we'll find something that's helpful to all of us. Gigi and Tony, thank you both. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.